So today I'm going to be walking you exactly how we launched 8-figure businesses over and over again to the point we did over $50 million in 1 year. And you can copy this exact same process that I'm going to be walking you through. This is the exact same process that got me this trophy over here. I think you're going to be surprised by what you see here. Now, a lot of people think that brilliant ideas are the secret of having a 8-figure business. That is not the case. In fact, it's almost better if you do not come up with the idea yourself and you replicate what is already working. So this was a principle I took from a guy who does over $2 billion a year. This is called Agora Financial, and Agora was founded by two guys, Mike Masterson, Bill Bonner. And in his book, Ready, Aim, Fire, he talks about the concept of looking at what's already working, and then from there you just replicate with your spin on it, and then you go to market. So this was the secret that I use, come up with 8-figure offers over and over and over again. You might have seen my previous videos where we launched a company and we took it from $0 to $1 million a month in a matter of 4 months. And we did this multiple times. Now, when a company is doing $1 million a month, that's over 10 million a year. And when you have 4 of those, it becomes a lot more possible to do $50 million like I did. So let's get into it. So the first step is that, and I'm going to share my screen over here in a second as well. The first step might surprise you, and it is doing an incredible amount of research. The boring R word, but I'm in a way kind of lucky because my Kobe score, it's a personality score. It's a great personality score for entrepreneurs to do as well. My Kobe score is 8283. So which means I am a fact finder. So that means that I do an incredible amount of research naturally. And then I'm also a fast start. So fast start means that once you have gathered enough amount of data on a certain topic, you just go take action. A lot of people are just fact finders and they just get stuck in that zone and they never take action. So when you have done enough research, you kind of see a path. Don't keep on doing more research, right? Because chances are, even when you replicate something where there's pre-existing product market fit and there's someone is already making money from it, your chances of success are still going to be around like 80%, maybe more if you're really skilled. Chances are, most likely it's going to be around like 70 to 80% if you're good at what you do. Let's get into the research part. Okay, so research, what does that look like? Okay, so when you do research, call your friends. Like, how do you do research? So let's say you want to go and launch online course business, or you want to help someone grow their online info product, course business, digital health product, and how are you going to go about and doing the research? Well, what you can do is you can call up all your friends. If you've been in the game long enough, chances are you're going to have friends that know what's going on, who's having success, who's not having success. Whenever you have that, just write it down. So I've got something cool to show you. Okay, so this is what I've been doing right now in the marketplace, and I actually talked to 40 plus entrepreneurs that are currently doing over 7 figures net. Okay, so what I've done over here is I have codified their name unless the information about how much they're actually making is public. When you listen to podcasts, that information is public. They've made it available to the public. Whereas when you talk to your friend about how much someone is making, that information is private. So some of the people over here, as you can see over here, PM over here is making $20 million a year net, and that's not public right now. So I'm not disclosing that info, but these are the 40 plus interviews I have had, and you are going to find out who's making money right now in this market, who's not making money in this market, so that you can do the same, especially if you're in the info space. But if you're not in the info space, then you can follow this process. And even if you're not in the info space, this is going to give you some ideas on what's actually happening in the market. So let's take a look. What I've done over here is, after interviewing all these people, I wrote down on Excel spreadsheet like how much money everyone's making, how they're getting clients, which industry they're in. So let's look into this x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so obviously x-axis over here, high profit, this is where you want to be, and this is low profit. Okay, you don't want to be here. So over here is high volume, right? People that are generating a lot of sales, they have high volume of sales coming in. And over here are people that have a low amount of volume coming in. So if they're still making money, that means that they just have big ticket items that they're selling. So for example, over here, like Dubai real estate lead gen company, they're netting $10 million a year right now. And these guys are netting 10 million with a few clients, with like maybe 100 plus or 100 or so clients, right? Whereas, well, less than 100 clients, because the big real estate companies like MR are buying up their leads. So they have less than 100 clients. So it's a low volume play, high profit. They're still netting $10 million. Over here, guys like Iman Ghazi or Grant Cardone, they're making a lot of money right now, and they've gone mass market. They're selling anywhere from a $5 or $10 book, $20,000 plus program. So they've got high volume of sales coming in. So obviously you want to be on this side of the quadrant, right? And you don't want to be on this side of the quadrant. You want to make money, right? Unless you're running a charity, that's a different play. Let's take a look at this, right? What are these stickies about? Why are they all different color? Okay, so first, green is for organic. Okay, this means they have some sort of organic traffic flow coming in. This could be, or earned media, you could call it. So they have search engine optimization working for them. They've got a big YouTube channel in case of Iman's case. They've got, or a TikTok, or they've got an Instagram page that is strong. I didn't count like a smaller like following as green. You need to have a substantial amount of followers for your niche in order to be green. And you can see here, there's a lot of green on this side. So it pays to have your brand. It pays to have uniqueness in the marketplace. When people resonate with your brand, when they watched your stuff or they have read your stuff, then they're much more likely to buy from you. I was speaking with someone from Neil Patel's team, right? He's green over here, low volume, but he's getting a lot of agency clients. He's doing really well with Neil over here. He's been investing in his earned media for 7-8 years now. So it's really paid off. It's something that he's built over time. Now let's talk about the other colors. So you could see over here, just like right away, pays to have organic. But is this the only way to get rich? Like a lot of organic guys are making millions of dollars here. Take a look at Dan M, right? Over $10 million a year. Raab, right? Over $5 million a year. Repin, over $10 million a year. PM, $20 million a year. Philip J, $10 million a year coming in, right? It obviously pays to have organic, but there are people that are still crushing, all right, absolutely crushing without that piece. Okay, so over here we have this yellow. What are the yellows about? So the yellows, when you're running cold traffic into an event, when you do this, there's a lot of players that are doing this very effectively without having a big organic, right? We have MT doing over $10 million a year. We have SW doing over $12 million a year, their digital product. We have a bookkeeping webinar/event. These guys are doing over $5 million a year. This one, John, doing $2 million net a year. So there's a lot of money to be made when you are running an ad into an event. Now, why is it that they're still doing so well? Well, this is something I'll talk about a bit later. Why is it that events continue to do well and maybe some of the other ways of selling online are not doing as well anymore? So let's get into the purple, okay? So purple, this is when you have affiliate traffic or some other sources of traffic that are contributing towards the lead generation side of the business. Okay, so this is not cold, this is not an event, this is other stuff. Okay, could be cold email marketing, could be affiliate. So over here, digital marketer, affiliate, they built it over time to over 10 million a year. Cam webinar, this one, affiliate traffic again, right? Why is it that affiliate traffic is performing so well for these guys? All right, I'm going to talk about this a bit later. So online business event over here, they do about 5 million net a year affiliate traffic. Once again, this is another one, a JA weekly webinar, a weekly self-improvement webinar. I've left the acronyms in this way so I can remember it as well. But yeah, these guys are doing 4 million a year. Personal development, self-improvement type of brand. Chief.com. You might have heard about this one at First Million. Sam Parr actually brought me on stage to talk about my business a bit as well when I was in Vancouver. This contractor business, cold email marketing for these guys. Gym Launch, obviously we've heard about Gym Launch and how they had a successful exit at $46 million. They did around 10 million a year. Dubai Real Estate Gen, 10 million a year as well. Creator agency doing about 5 million a year. They're using cold email. Gym Launch didn't really have affiliate. They had more like outreach. They also had ads as well. So maybe the color coding here could be corrected. Recruiting agency I know of, they just grew through email. Growth operators. What's interesting is this company over here, Eventa, they do about 20 million a year. Again, these are all like net figures. These guys crush it. They got acquired $300 million from what I remember. They have grown through events. So as an entrepreneur that is thinking about launching the business, when you do your research, these are the questions you need to ask yourself, right? When you have all these data points, now you can try to figure out, okay, what's the best opportunity for me based on my skill set? What is the best modality for me to sell through, which means am I going to sell through an event, am I going to sell through a webinar, am I going to sell through a VSL, am I going to sell in person, or am I going to sell through affiliate traffic, I'm going to sell through cold traffic, right? So these are all things. And what's my product going to look like, you know, which products are selling right now. Let's go on to the next one, the orange ones, red/orange one. Okay, no, I'm not colorblind, it's just written wrong, should have been orange. Okay, so now let's look at these ones. Wow, a lot of red. What's going on in the marketplace with these type of offers right now? Well, do they have in common? Well, we have some orange, right? It's a cold traffic to a VSL, right? And then from that, phone call. So a lot of these funnels just aren't performing as they used to be, especially B2C. They're business to consumer. They're going direct to consumer and they run an ad to a video, not an event, just a video. And then from a video, they part ways with their money, right? Towards a high ticket program. Okay, it's not a low ticket towards a high ticket program. So a lot of them are not performing as well right now. Why is that? So now this is something to think about. So why is it that the exact same VSLs are performing really well for guys like this? The VSLs that are cold traffic are not performing as well. Well, it comes down to what's happening in the economy, right? So right now, and why is it the events are performing better? Well, again, it comes back to the economy. Right now, we are in an environment where people need to spend enough time with you. They need to have seen you enough for them to buy from you. A VSL, a video sales letter, which is 20, 30, 40 minutes max, is not good enough in this economy, right? So I can pretty much draw another chart here like this, and this could almost indicate that amount of uniqueness and time. This is uniqueness. The more time, the more of a unique relationship that you have built with your prospect, or the more unique product or service. So the more uniqueness you have built with the client, well, it's actually this way, because you could have high. So the more uniqueness you have, the more profit you will have as well. And this could be over here. So over here, you might have not built, so we're not seeing as much organic here, right? Of course, Neil has a lot of organic and he's absolutely crushing it as well. And so he's built a unique brand with his target market. He's built a rapport with his target market enough. He's put out enough content to do that. Whereas like Dubai Real Estate Lead Gen, these guys have been in, I know their story, these guys have been in the business since 2020. So they've been in the business for a few years. They were one of the first ones to do it. So they just had a unique service when they started. They had a first mover advantage and they just became really profitable. So as someone going back a few steps, right? as someone who is thinking about starting a business that is going to have an immense amount of success, what would I do? Well, I would look at a few things. Okay, I would look the enterprise value, and I would like to, if my goal is to optimize the amount of money I will make through like an exit or a cash flow, right? These are the two considerations for me. Am I going to have a cash flow business, or am I going to leave with an exit? Am I going to exit after 3 years and get a 4x multiple or 5x multiple on whatever I do, and I make 3 years of money or 4 years of money in just one event? Then I want to optimize for enterprise value. And usually these are the events which make you a lot of money. So one thing to think about is when you have now take all these data points that you have collected in your market, in your business, then put it on this chart, enterprise value. Which ones are just cash flow plays and which ones create enterprise value? There's nothing wrong to have cash flow plays. Like these four could be cash flow plays, especially if they're, over here. Like you can have, before I go into that, a model that typically doesn't work, but it's absolutely crushing it for this longevity company. Why does this longevity company, why is it making so much profit? Again, comes back to uniqueness. They have a very unique offer and they have a very unique service. And then you can build uniqueness in a few different ways. That could be through your brand, like building a relationship with them. That's why so many like relationship businesses are very successful as well. That relationship is unique, right? And that could also be with a unique offer. So what would I do? Well, I can turn it into an event model, right? Instead of selling through a VSL, I could sell through an event model. Seems like the market has a lower appetite of risk, especially in an environment of higher interest rates. Money's hard to come by. It's not like, money's not being printed anymore. It's not like back in the day where everyone was getting government checks. It's now serious business. So how do you do that? You have to de-risk the business, and that could be through having a lower front end. Instead of selling a $5,000 product right off the bat, you sell a $50 product right off the bat, and then you sell them and get them into an event, spend enough time with them in a virtual event. That's why challenges are so popular nowadays too. People are doing 3-day challenges, 5-day challenges. So you want to spend enough time with them, and when you're running cold traffic, you want to be able to break even on your ad spend, right? Or not lose too much money on your ad spend. So you just want to put enough butts in seats so that you can deliver your event. And that's why these event companies are having success. They have found a way to buy attention without losing too much money on the front end, okay? And they know eventually they're going to make money on those folks that have bought, right? So if I were these guys, I would either pivot into event model, or I would just have a unique enough offer. I would have a software, or I would de-risk the risk that these guys have to take, like the buyers of these companies have to take, right? Instead of selling a $5,000 product with no guarantee, now you attach a guarantee that, hey, listen, if you don't get the results from my $5,000 product, I will refund a portion of your money. So this is how you think about launching a business that has a high probability of success to doing 8 figures. And this is exactly how I got to $50 million. Thank you very much.